Well, hello there, lucky stars. Cat Star here with a urgent message you need to hear right now. And I say that almost quite literally as this message came up and kind of kept me awake off and on over and throughout the night. I didn't write it down as I normally would, and as I often suggest as dreams or in a dream journal. And so this morning it was right there again, right in my face, right as I woke up. And so I put a post. Maybe some of you saw this post, trying to kind of work around it and a little bit as I had some things to do today. And it kind of shot me down in the most loving way and dragged me back as I was dilly-daddling around getting ready to go to the grocery store and get something to eat. It kind of just stopped me in my tracks, and I was like, okay, holy shit, I'll just stop right now and I'll do it. So for this message is a timeless message, meaning that it regardless of date or time, if it resonates with you, it is for you. This is also for everyone, all zodiac star signs, everybody. So this is a message that Spirit really wants to get out here. And actually, there are 4 cards that Spirit had me specifically make for this. So we will see kind of what comes through together, because I haven't really, aside from this and it coming up and coming up and coming up, I really don't know what Spirit wants to come through. So we're going to go ahead and get these 4 cards. We're going to start with those, and we're going to get a tarot card for some clarification. I'm hoping that this video is quick and digestible for each and every one of you and not kind of wrung out. One thing that Spirit really wants to come through here is that self-development, self-improvement, really getting to know yourself is not something that needs to be shied away from or to be scared of. So that is something that Spirit really wants to come through within this. So first of all, Spirit is asking you to look at your beliefs. What is that you are believing? There is a reason that that quote by Henry Ford is still so viable and valuable in today's world. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. It's based off of what you believe about yourself, the beliefs that you hold about yourself, what you can do, what you can create, who you can be in this world during this time, during your lifetime. Your beliefs create that reality. And I know that sounds kind of woo-woo or like hocus pocus kind of stuff, but science has really gotten into the space of making this really be known and doing the research, finding out that this actually is true. If you believe that you can't do something, you won't, basically, or you let fear hold you back and you never make the movements, you never take the action. So if you believe that you can do it, sometimes you do it without even thinking, and it's just kind of a pulling, like doing this video right now for all of you. It's kind of a pulling, just pulling you in that direction, and it's done. And sometimes you don't even realize that you've done it because you have this belief somewhere within you that believes that you can do it. So Spirit is really asking you to look at your beliefs. Again, this doesn't need to be difficult. We don't need to make it harder than it needs to be, which often is how we do things. Unfortunately, we get really kind of bogged down in the howness of doing things, or in what it means about us. And Spirit really wants to come through within this reading, within this message, that you don't have to get bogged down. Notice the patterns that keep repeating in your life and ask yourself, well, where is that coming from? Or why does this keep repeating? Is it something that I'm believing about myself, whether this is in love, in money, career, relationship, any area, category of your life, right? What is it that I'm believing about myself within this that is potentially projecting this or creating this within my reality? Check your beliefs. Check your beliefs. Whenever you are putting energy out there with doubt, it takes just as much energy to really flip it around and look at your beliefs and begin to believe in yourself. If there is nobody else in this world that believes in you, which I'm sure there are tons of people that believe in you, but if you're feeling like there's nobody else in this world that believes in you, at least believe in yourself. Check your beliefs. What are you believing? How are you talking to yourself? What kind of thoughts are you having? Are you having thoughts that are benefiting you? Are you having thoughts that are helpful for you? Are you having thoughts that are hopeful for you? Are you having thoughts that bring joy and bring excitement and bring that gratitude? Or are you not? Begin to shift those and you can begin to recreate your beliefs. We often hold on to beliefs from things that we've heard in the past, conditioning, society. You've heard me say this before if you've been on this channel for a time. We tend to believe those as we're growing up. We're conditioned to. As an adult, you have that responsibility and you have that beautiful, beautiful opportunity to recreate your beliefs so they are empowering and beneficial to you. Now, the Page of Wands is coming out with this one. And the Page of, the Page of Wands is all about that freedom. Checking in your beliefs, checking in with what you're believing really creates this freedom. Is this belief beneficial? Is what I'm thinking, believing about this, is it helping me? Is it fostering me or is it hindering me? Is it really cultivating the life that I have chosen for myself? Whether it's one that you have chosen in the past, right, that you're building now, or one that you are choosing from this moment forward. Is it cultivating that for you? Within looking at your beliefs, noticing noticing the patterns within your life, the way you talk, the way you think, the thoughts that you have that freedom to recreate, begin anew every single moment just by catching those. Okay, let's see. The next one here is limitations. Of course. Are you putting limitations on yourself? Are you putting limitations on yourself? Again, this goes right in with beliefs. My glass ceiling is right here and I can never go above that. For some reason, Kat, every month I make this amount, or every time I get to this certain place in this relationship, this happens. Those are limitations that actually often kind of grow out of the beliefs that we hold. If we've had a past where potentially something happened within a relationship at a certain point of time, we can bring that in with us into this present moment, creating limitations, creating potentially self-sabotage, and keeping ourselves small. We do not need to stay small. We are meant to be big and glorious and bold and beautiful and take up space within this world. That is why we are here. So Spirit really wants you to notice if you are creating limitations around yourself, around your life, around your relationships, around your money, around your career, around all categories of your life. Notice those limitations that you're putting there and ask yourself, why am I limiting myself? I am limitless. I don't need limitations. I don't need to create limitations. I get to do and be and have all that I choose. Okay, that also is going to go right on in with the beliefs. The way that you're seeing yourself, the way that you're believing about yourself is all right in line with the limitations that we create. Okay, and the card that's going along with that is Temperance. What a beautiful, beautiful card to go with limitations. Temperance, this is all about patience, being patient with yourself, redirecting thoughts. Now, this isn't all about just being positive all of the time. It's just noticing where you're placing your attention and placing it with more intention, okay? Where you're placing your attention, placing it with more intention, being more intentional about what you are giving your energy to. Are you giving your energy to the doubts, to the naysayers, or to the naysaying within you, that Karen little voice or the mean girl that's within your mind, that critical voice that comes in? Or are you redirecting that and being like, thank you so much for your input, but today we're doing something different. Today I'm practicing patience with myself. I'm practicing balance. Even if you get one little point or percent better every single day at catching that, at noticing the beliefs, noticing where you're placing restrictions and limitations within yourself or upon yourself, you can begin to shift out of that and into a brighter, more positive mindset. And temperance is here to remind you that there is a balancing out. There is a balancing out. There's a scale, and you can tip that scale towards the other direction with just 1% a day. 1% is all it takes to recreate those beliefs and reduce or get rid of those nasty limitations you're putting on yourself. This is such an important message for you, that you don't have to have those beliefs that aren't moving you forward, aren't benefiting you, aren't helping you, and you don't need to be projecting all of that out into the world so it's reflected back to you. You get to embrace and embody and empower yourself to really, really balance things out, tip that scale, raise those ceilings, right? Raise those ceilings, whether that's money, career, whether that's relationships, whether that's general, however that works within your current situation. You get to raise those ceilings. If you think that you can only make, because in the past you've only made so much money per month, so much money per hour, so much money per week, however, raise that ceiling, raise it. And as you decide to, as you begin to shift the beliefs or rewrite those beliefs, begin to kind of knock those limitations out of the way by knowing better, right? Putting your energy more towards what is beneficial instead of the doubt, you begin to raise those ceilings and you'll begin to see those benefits. Now, the next one is rules. This goes right along with the limitations. What rules are you creating for yourself? Rules and limitations could go hand in hand and or be interchangeable in some ways. Your rules that you create for yourself are holding you back. Okay, there's laws, there's all these things that we need to abide by, right? And many of us follow them to the T, whereas others are kind of rebels, and that's how that is. But the rules that you place upon yourself do not need to exist. Okay, and if you are going to create rules for yourself, create rules that are going to stretch you, that are going to get you out of your comfort zone, that are going to put this beautiful, beautiful openness out there for you, where you're not being constricted or limited by the rules that you're placing, right? If you decide that you want to do this and this and this, right, then begin to create rules in the form of planning or goals or something, of something that you need to do every single day to move that peg that little bit further, or that stepping stone to get you from one to the next, to the next, to the next step. Create rules that actually aren't rigid, that are super, super flexible, and that are moving you in the direction that you are looking for. There doesn't need to be rules, though. And the reality is that many of us create rules and then we expect other people to abide by the rules that we have created, even if they have no idea about the rules that we create. So doing your stuff your way, by your rules, is what is beneficial to you. And if others have other rules, let them do them. You do you. Let's see what wants to be added for the rules. Oh, okay, that's too many cards there. Oh, okay. Flipping cards, we always have jumping cards. All right, the Seven of Pentacles is coming out here, and the Seven of Pentacles is really, really about, this is such beautiful, beautiful confirmation with the tarot cards coming through here. The Seven of Pentacles is all about that growth, which this reading that is coming through, thanks to Spirit or channeled with Spirit, is all about that as well. Letting go or rewriting the beliefs, letting go of the limitations, rewriting your rules. If you have a rule book that you go by and it's no longer benefiting you, rewrite those rules, okay? This is all about the rewards, this Seven of Pentacles as well. Those planting those seeds and watching as that beautiful bounty grows. Knowing that also within rewriting the beliefs, letting go of the limitations, kind of changing or shifting, rewriting the rules that you have created for yourself, by yourself. Within taking that responsibility, you're planting the seeds of this beautiful bounty that will harvest due to doing the work. And again, this doesn't have to be this heavy, sorrowful thing. It can be joyful. It can be a game. Let it be playful, and it won't feel burdensome. That's probably the biggest message to come out of this. Let it be playful. Oh my gosh, what? Really? Is that what I'm believing? Oh, okay, well, let's start to believe this instead. And then anytime that belief that is no longer working comes into your mind, you're like, oh, not today, not today. Or thanks, Karen. I don't know why that Karen keeps coming out. Thanks, Karen. But today we're thinking this, or today we're, we don't have to stay within that same belief. And the same with limitations, the same with the rules. Okay, I may have thought this in the past as far as limitations go. I may have thought this in the past as far as rules go. But today and moving forward, I'm choosing to believe, think, understand, know this instead. And you'd use repetition to create that new belief, the new rules, releasing those limitations. It's practicing. You practice it time and time again, and you begin to really get that reflected back to you, those new beliefs, those changes as far as the rules, and releasing those limitations that you're putting upon yourself. Now, we don't have to have rules, but many of us do make rules. And so make them so that they are empowering you. Okay. And your last one here is resistance. So when resistance comes up, here's the big thing. And this is where I tend to notice it. And some of my clients tend to notice resistance coming up. This also goes with that post that I put in the community tab earlier today. Resistance comes up a lot of times because our beliefs don't match what we're saying or thinking now. We have those limitations that are not matching either. No, that's not for me. We have those rules we have created. So then resistance tends to come up. This, again, with that inner dialogue, or that Karen, or that mean girl, that critical voice that comes up is like, oh, that's not true. No, absolutely not. What? Nope, 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 nope. And the conscious mind keeps kicking that out, and the subconscious mind isn't taking it in. So here is a beautiful trick for you if you are noticing resistance. I do this all the time. Actually, here's 2 pointers. One is to change that critical voice, the way that it comes. I'm not really sure. Let me kind of, so what I do is when that critical voice starts coming up, a couple of things happen for me, and it just depends on kind of the mood I'm in at the time. My dad used to speak to me when I was younger in a Donald Duck voice. So I'll just change that critical voice to that Donald Duck voice because I can still hear it clear as day. Or I really enjoy Ed Sheeran's music and the way he talks, and Russell Brand. I'll change it to where it sounds more like they're speaking, right? And it just becomes joyful for me so that I can release that. I'm not having that resistance. Now, another thing that you can do is you can imagine, use your imagination, create an act, or use your auditory sense, right? And create this idea of people that you trust saying beautiful, gorgeous, wonderful things about you. And right, because there's no resistance, because you're not thinking it, you're not saying it, other people are. Okay. And do that, loop that until that becomes like a normal thing where it doesn't feel like it's weird or that kind of thing. And you feel that emotion, that joy within you as you're hearing them speak all those wonderful, positive, amazing, empowering things about you. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Like this video if you're still here and that made sense to you. Okay, let's go ahead and see what the card is, the tarot card is, that is going to offer a little bit more information on that. Oh, yes. How fitting. It is the Tower. the Tower. So a lot of times the Tower comes out as something scary, but it's not scary. This is that shift in perspective, the shift in the paradigm. This is creating and or can create this very, very pivotal moment within your life where if it doesn't feel like things have been working for you, you will begin to see that with looking at your beliefs, with releasing those limitations you're putting on yourself, with rewriting the rules that you may carry or have, right? Throwing the rule book out and starting anew based on this new empowered idea, right? And then the resistance, reframing that resistance in a way, whether it's with silly voices that come in with that mean girl or that critical voice, right? Or doing the hearing other people or having a vision or imaginal act of other people speaking beautiful, wonderful, amazing things about you in accordance with what it is that you're creating, whether that's more money, whether that's a perfect relationship. You can be like, oh yeah, man, did you see Kat with her perfect man and that perfect purse or that whatever it is, right? Yeah, she's so lucky. Everything always works out so perfect for her. And you know, that kind of stuff. That is where the Tower is coming in. This is not dreary, gloomy, and none of this has to be feel or has to feel like a burden. It can be so empowering, so beneficial and fun. Again, treat it like a game. If you could live by any rules in the world, you write your own rule book that this is what happens. Every day my life is beautiful and wonderful. Every day I have this beautiful time with such and such, or my work day is so amazing, everybody really supports me, that kind of thing. Write the rules the way that you're choosing them. Let go of those limitations and or raise that ceiling for yourself and look at your beliefs. Let it be fun. It doesn't have to be dreary. All right. I hope that I got everything out here that Spirit had wanted to come through. If not, I may need to do a part 2. But I do intend this resonated with you and for you. If it did, please do hit that like button and share this video. It does help others see these messages that might not otherwise. And this is such a urgent message that we all really need to hear right now. We get to choose for ourselves. We get to take responsibility for ourselves. We get to notice what it is that we are projecting or putting out there, and that is mirrored back to us. That continues to persist as we maybe aren't looking at the beliefs or the limitations or the rules or where we're having that resistance. All right. I don't know if I said it already. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell icon with and click that all notifications so you're notified every time I upload new readings. And as always, I wish you lots of hope, lots of joy, and lots of love. I always hold that intention for each and every one of you with all of your current and future endeavors. And I'll see you in the next reading.